in Sri Lanka, Muslims and Christian families have been asked to cremate the deceased instead of burying them purportedly for health reasons. Can you describe the psychological functions of funerals in dealing with loss and grief?
The traditional practices related to the funeral ceremony and various observances that are done, and for the wider community to come together and grieve together, the kind of weeping, they call it oppari in Tamil, kind of lamentation, and the various traditional practitioners who are involved. So all this creates, it's part of the process of coming to terms with what has happened and to understand it in a culturally appropriate way. So it's part of the healing. And when these are not done, the kind of a gap or a kind of lack, a vacuum in people's mind, and it can lead to, in psychiatric terms, prolonged grief or unresolved grief and so on, and chronic depressive type of symptomatology. And culturally also, for the community and for the people who come, who the relations and the relations, very important to have these kind of ceremonies and to follow the traditional practices. We saw that particularly during the war and even after the tsunami, when they didn't get the body or when they were not able to do the funeral observances and the practices, that led to a lot of guilt that they have not done the right thing, and it comes back in their dreams, and it's an ongoing trauma that can't be, it's kind of an unresolved. So I think it was very inhuman to have this practice brought suddenly to cremate, and in many cases it was really not warranted. Even the WHO has said that it's not necessary to cremate, and a lot of the cases were just suspected even. So I think for particularly for families and the community, not to be able to do the traditional practices for the person who has died, so can lead to long-term mental health and even social consequences.